Hello students, welcome to my channel. This session will be taking up number of factors and related concepts. Students, in the intro session we discussed about prime numbers and composite numbers. So what's a prime number? Prime number has no factors except one and itself. So but that means what do you mean by composite number? Composite numbers have got factors other than one and itself. Suppose if I take 4, I can say 1 and 4. 1 and itself, if you have only 1 and itself, it's not a composite number. You should have more factors. Yes, it has 2 also, right? Suppose you take 3 students, 3 is what? 1 and 3, it doesn't have any factors except 1 and itself, then it's a prime number. But 4 is not a prime number because it has got, other than 1 and 4, it has got one more factor. Suppose if I take 6, 1 and 6, 2 and 3, you can see you got how many factors? 1 and 6, 2, 2 and 3, another 2, total 4 factors I have. Suppose if I take students, let's say 16, 1 and 16, 2 and 8, 4 and 4, how many factors I have? 1, 2, 3, you don't count it because it's the same number, 4, 5 factors I have. Here how many factors I have? 4 factors. Here how many factors I have? 3 factors. Why? 1, 4 and 2. This is same number. Next students, suppose if I take 28, how many factors I have? 1 and 28, 2 and 14, 4 and 7. How many factors I have? You can check, 6 factors. Right? Like this you can write so many numbers, students. I'll write one more. 36, 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, 6 and 6. How many factors I have? You can see, students, it is 9 factors. You can count them. And finally, if you look at 72, 1 and 72, 2 and 36, 3 and 24, 4 and 18, 6 and 12, 8 and 9. You can count, you have 12 factors. But students, can you afford to write how many factors 72 has got? Means can you afford to write all this and find the number of factors? No. Then how are we going to do this? Students, in one of the earlier videos about expressing given number into prime factors, we discussed if you can convert a given number into prime factors, you can do a whole lot of things easily. I said this is one concept where if you can express the number to the base of prime numbers, you can always solve it easily. I suggest you watch that video on expressing a number into prime factors and then come to this, please. It is there in the same module. If you look at 72, students, I can write it as 2 cube and 3 square. Yes or no? Yeah, 8 and 9, 8 is 2 cube, 9 is 3 square. How to write it? As I said, it's there in that video. 36, if I look at, students, I can write it as 2 square into 3 square. 28, if you look at, students, I can write it as 2 square into 7 power 1 to the base of prime number. 16, if you look at, I can write to the 2 to the power of 4. This I can write it as 2 power 1 into 3 power 1. This 4 I am writing it as 2 square. Students, if you can express to the base of prime numbers like this, I'll show you the typed version, don't worry. See, the number of factors is nothing but means, see the bases are prime numbers, no? Then what are the factors means? Add 1 to each power 3, no? Add 1, 4. 2, no? Add 1, how much it is? 4. 4, 3 is 12. I have 12 factors. You take here 2 square and 3 square, add 1 to each power 3. 3 into 3, 9. Don't we have 9 factors here? Yes. You see here, students, add 1 to each power 3 and 2, 3 into 2, 6 factors. Don't we have 6 factors? You have 4, only 1. 4, if I add 1, it is 5 factors. You have 1 means 2, 1 means plus 1, 2, 2 into 2, I have 4 factors. Here you see 2 square, so power is 2, add 1, 3, I have 3 factors. So this is how we can find out. I'll show you the point, students, don't worry. So if a number can be written in the form of a power p, b power q, c power r and so on, what should be this ABC? Prime numbers. Then what is the number of factors? If it is p, q, r, what is the number of factors you are writing, students? P plus 1 into q plus 1 into r plus 1 and so on. I'll show you the typed version, don't worry, you can write down, listen carefully. A few more observations, students, before we go to the next slide. Students, if you see, when the number is a perfect square, 4, 16, 36, what is the number of factors you are getting? 3, 5, 9, that is odd number of factors. When the given number is a perfect square, you get number of factors will be odd. Why? Because you don't count this number 2 times, only one time you count, you don't count it. See, you are counting only 1 time, so you don't count it 2 times. Here also. So hence, students, if a given number is a perfect square, the number of factors is odd. If the given number is, students, is not a perfect square, then you will have even number of factors. Am I clear? So let me show you. If perfect square has how many factors? Odd number of factors. I'll come back to this statement later. What about this? If the number of factors of a number is even, then the given number is not a perfect square. You can see here, students, when the number of factors is 12, 6, 4, these numbers are not perfect squares. These numbers are not perfect squares. Perfect squares have odd factors. If the number of factors is even, it's not a perfect square. Then if you see, what is the number that has 3 factors? 4. Students, what I am saying is, perfect square has odd number of factors. Odd number of factors means maybe 3, 5, 7 and all that. Among them, what are the numbers that will have 3 factors? Means perfect square of a prime number. Just now I told you, 4 has got only 3 factors. Similarly, 9 if you take, students, 9 also will have only 3 factors. Suppose if I take, students, 49, 1 and 49, 7, 49, 7 and 7. It also has 3 factors. Why? These are all squares of prime numbers. A prime number has 2 factors. A square of prime number has got exactly 3 factors. So this is about squares, and if the number of factors is even, then the given number is not a perfect square. Now, whatever we discussed in this first slide, students, let me sum up in a statement. See what I said, number of factors. This you can pause the video and write this statement. If a number is expressed in the form of a power p, b power q, c power r, what are these a, b, c? I said prime numbers, and p, q, r should be positive integers. Then number of factors is what, please? P plus 1, q plus 1, r plus 1. That's what I told you. 72, I am writing it as 2 cube into 3 square. So since the powers are 3 and 1, 3 plus 1 into 2 plus 1, I am saying it is 4 into 3, 12 factors. Is that okay? As I said, take the screenshot or write down, students. Then we'll go to the next one. Students, instead of asking what is the number of factors, he will ask you how many ways I can express it as product of 2 factors. Let me go back to the first one that I gave you explanation, students. Suppose 72 has got how many factors? Means you said 12 factors. But 72 is expressed as product of 2 factors in how many ways you see? 1 way, 2 ways, 3 ways, 4 ways, 5 ways, 6 ways. That means half the number of factors. Because every time you are writing it as product of 2 factors, if I have 12 factors, I can write it how many ways? 6 ways. You can see there are 6 factors. How many ways I am writing? 1, 2, 3 ways. Because 6 by 2, 3 ways. You see here I have got 4 factors. How many ways you are writing it as product of 2 factors? 2 ways. But then there is a problem here. What about if it is a perfect square? 36 if you take, students. You said 12 factors means 12 by 2, 6 ways. 6 factors means 6 by 2, 3 ways. 4 factors means 4 by 2, 2 ways you are saying. What if it is 36 which has got 9 factors? 9 by 2 will be 4.5 ways. I cannot have 4.5 ways, students. I will have either 4 ways or 5 ways. Is it 4 ways or 5 ways? Means my answer is both 4 and 5. When it will be 4, when it will be 5. Students, 1, you can see this is one method. This is 2, 3, 4, 5 ways I am writing it. Suppose if I ask you, students, 36 can be expressed as product of 2 factors in how many ways? My answer is 5. 9 by 2, 4.5. It can't be 4.5. It has to be 5 ways. But suppose if they ask you 36 can be expressed as product of 2 different factors, how many ways? 2 different factors, how many ways? Means 2 distinct factors, how many ways? Means this is not the product of 2 distinct factors, only 4 ways. So whenever I get 9 factors, 9 by 2, 4.5 means my answer is either 4 or 5. 5 if you don't use the word distinct, 4 if you use the word distinct. Am I clear? Similarly, you can see here 16 I have 5. 5 by 2 is 2.5 ways. I cannot have 2.5 ways. I have 2 ways or 3 ways. How many ways I can express 16 as product of 2 factors means 3 ways. How many ways I can express 16 as product of 2 different factors means 2 ways. This problem comes only in the case of square, students, right? So this is the formula to find number of factors. Once you number of factors, number of ways of expressing it as product of 2 factors is nothing but this is number of factors by 2. 72 if I take, you said 2 cube into 3 square, you said 4 into 3, 12 factors are there. How many ways I can express it as product of 2 factors means 12 by 2, 6 ways. Only thing is if the number of factors is odd, then you should be a little careful. For this, people tell 2 more rules, plus number of factors plus 1 by 2, number of factors minus 1 by 2. Too many rules will confuse you, students. Just be aware, you are getting decimal here, 0.5 means, that means the given number is a perfect square. Then you should take the next one or the previous one as I discussed before, right? Then next one, students, this is about number of ways of expressing it as product of 2 factors. Then what is sum of all those factors? Students, 72 if I take, see, 72 if I take, students, you said 1 and 72, 2 and 36, 3 and 24, 4 and 18, 6 and 12, 8 and 9 you said. What is sum of the factors means 1, 3, 6, 10, 16, 24, 33, 63, 123, 195. But students, I cannot afford to write all the factors and then add them like this. You need to know a formula. This is the formula, students. If a number can be expressed in the form of a power p, b power q, c power r and so on, how do you sum of the factors equals to what, please? A power p plus 1 minus 1 by a minus 1, b power q plus 1 minus 1 by b minus 1 and so on. Suppose if I take 72, students, you are writing 2 cube into 3 square. What is the sum of the factors of 72 means? If I apply this formula, if it is p, I should write p plus 1. So I write 2 power 3 plus 1, 4, minus 1 by 2, minus 1. 3 square means I write 1 more, 3 cube, minus 1 by 3, minus 1. That's it. I don't have the third one. So what is 2 power 4, 16. 16 minus 1, 15. 15 by 1 into 3 cube, 27 minus 1, 26 by 2. 13 students, 15 13s, 195. You got the same answer or not? This is how you find sum of the factors, right? Let's go to the, take a snap and then come to the next one, please. Next one is, students, product of the factors. Students, product of the factors is nothing but is explained by the formula n power number of factors by 2. Students, if you look at, if I go to this, I've written here, what is product of all the factors means I have to keep on multiplying all of them. If I multiply all of them, what happens, students? 1 into this, this. 72, how many times you get? 6 times. That's nothing but 72 whole power 12 by 2. See, the product of the factors of a given number n is equal to n power number of factors by 2. Suppose if I ask you what is the product of the factors of 72, students, as I said, 72 has how many factors you said? 12 factors. 4 into 3, 12 factors. So what we say, students, 72 power number of factors 12 by 2, my answer is 72 power 6. Students, this applies even for a perfect square. Let there be no doubt, right? So these are some of the important formulae with respect to the number of factors and related concepts. In the continuation video, we will solve few questions based on these points that we discussed, right, students? Please do subscribe to my channel so that you can get the updates as and when I upload the new video. And in the meantime, if you have any queries, you can always mail me at sr.gorantla1@gmail.com. You can also reach me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn at srgorantla. We'll meet in the continuation video. Thank you for now.